What's happening? What's going on? What's good? Part of my presence YouTube channel. I'm here. I want to discuss the whole situation with the Chad Reed shooting. He was shot by a man named Kyle Carruth. Apparently, the shooting took place on Kyle Carruth's property outside in the driveway, and it was a result of a dispute, a domestic dispute, where one father was there to pick up his son at a certain time as dictated by custody arrangements that were set by the courts. He was supposed to make, and this is Reed, Chad Reed. He was supposed to pick up his son at 3:15 p.m. He went to that house where his ex-spouse, the mother of his child, lived. Apparently, she moved in with the guy named Kyle Carruth. So he was there to pick up his son at 3:15. When he arrived there, his son was not there. The mother of the child, the baby mama, made a whole bunch of excuses how she wanted to spend more time with them, how he didn't want to, or she didn't want him to interfere with the time. But while she's saying this, it doesn't escape the fact, it doesn't escape him that how does the mother say that she wanted to spend more time with him if the child is not with her? The son is somewhere else, hidden, away from him, not at the mother's or the grandmother's house, because he checked and the son is not there as well. So here you have a situation where he is court-ordered to go to this particular house to pick up his son at a certain time. He's there, he's following the rules and regulations set in the custody agreement that he probably paid a ton of money for to get that settlement and to get everything under court law. And he goes there and he can't find his son. And when he asks for where his son is, he gets the runaround. Now, we all know from previous situations, whenever there's a shooting, or whenever there's a fight, or any incident that is caught on camera, because all this was caught on camera from multiple people, multiple angles. The wife, the new wife of Chad Reed, was filming from the car. So apparently he married, he remarried, he moved on. Who else was filming? Chad Reed's ex-wife, the baby mama, she was filming. And apparently someone from inside the house, inside of Kyle Carruth's house, was filming as well too. So 3 camera angles as to what took place. And we all know once a camera's running, it doesn't mean that that's when things started. Clearly, in order for someone to turn on the camera and start filming, recording things, they probably realized that, hey, this is going awry. This is not routine. This is escalating. I want this on camera as evidence as to what transpired. And then they start filming. So I'm pretty sure Chad came up to the house. He was cordial, straight to the point. I'm here to pick up my son. And then he got all of the bullshit, all of the runaround, all of the misdirection, all of the games, all of the BS, all of the shit that gaslights men. All that, I'm sure he had to deal with. And that's why he blew up to the extent that we saw in that video. Yelling at the baby mama, the ex-spouse. I'm using baby mama because I want to make a point that it's just not black women who are baby mamas. It's white women as well too, or any woman who has a child for someone that is not the husband, right? It's the ex-husband, ex-spouse, right? I still call it baby mama. But I digress. But the point I'm making here is that she's giving him the runaround. Not being honest. Throwing out things, hoping that it sticks. I want to spend time with him. But he's not with you. He's somewhere else. And he's not where he probably should be if he was elsewhere other than in your care. Because I called your mother, my son's grandmother, and he's not there either. So as of right now at 3:15, I don't know where my son is. That is what he's saying. And then he goes into this diatribe about subpoenaing them, taking her to court, because again, apparently the ex-wife, the baby mama, moved on as well too, kind of. She didn't marry Kyle, but she moved in with them, their boyfriend and girlfriend. So he's yelling about the fact that he's going to take them to court, subpoena them, do this, do that. It doesn't matter what you want to do with your son or our son. You have all the time in the world and all the freedom to do whatever you like up until 3:15 when it's my turn to come and get my son so that we could boogie and do what we plan to do. And like I said, he probably spent a lot of money trying to get this all done, trying to get this all recognized by the court, and have some type of guidelines that is backed by legal means. And she's still doing this BS. So I can understand the frustration. But here's the problem. The problem is that Chad is at Carruth's house. The new boyfriend. The boyfriend that she is now living with. Well, he knows that it's Carruth's place. Well, he knows that because of probably the years of trauma dealing with this deceitful woman, it escapes his mind that A, he's in Texas, meaning that it's open carry state, and they believe in the Second Amendment religiously, and they do exercise their right to bear arms and to stand their ground and to pull out their firearm if needed, and they're not afraid to use it. So he doesn't appreciate that fact, but he also doesn't appreciate that he's at another man's place of residence, yelling like this, carrying on like this. And when Kyle comes out, he tells Chad to stop. When Kyle comes out, he tells Chad, you're at my residence and I'm asking you to leave because now you're wilding. And of course, Chad being a lot taller, a lot bigger than Kyle, he's not going to feel intimidated by Kyle. And he already has an animosity towards the ex-spouse, so of course he's going to naturally have animosity towards the man that she's dating, that probably supports her antics. So he's upset and he transfers and displaces that anger and now is focused on that man. And that man, having his own ego, probably his own Napoleon complex because he's shorter than Chad, he's smaller than Chad, but he has a firearm, and he knows he has a firearm, and he's probably dealt with this bullshit too, and doesn't want to deal with it anymore. He didn't sign up for this. And he goes back into the house after the threats from Chad, and he comes back with his assault rifle. And even then, and this is the thing that I think they both made a mistake on, whenever you up the ante, and you're dealing with two men who have been pushed to a certain limit because of the antics of women, when you have two men who both had slept with a particular woman that the dispute is over, egos are in play. No one wants to back down. One person is already gaslit by what the woman was doing, so he's already heated. Another man's heated because this is happening in the place of his residence and also the place of his work, apparently. So he's had enough himself too. So he comes with his assault rifle and he tells Chad again, you need to leave. Chad doesn't back down. He becomes more aggressive. He's bumping into him, chest to chest, like they're ready to face off. And apparently the gun went off and while he was holding the rifle downwards, the gun went off, it hit the pavement. Some people say it was a warning shot. I don't think so. I think it accidentally went off, the way how he was holding it and the way how it was being pushed. But that didn't scare Chad one bit. Chad kept going. And he told Kyle, I'm going to take that gun, I'm going to shove it up your ass, whatever he said. He was aggressive. And at one point, because again, Kyle's not backing down either, and at one point, he swings Kyle to the opposite side. And at that point, distance was created between the two. And before I get into what Kyle did, the one thing, if you ever watch this video, if you see it, I'll probably have it in the background playing. The one thing that you should notice is that the ex-spouse, the mother of Chad Reed's child, the current girlfriend of Kyle Carruth, she's far away from this scenario. She's far away. To the left. Or to the right. However you want to say it. She's far away. She's watching. She's filming. But she's not saying much. She's not trying to stop it. She's not interfering. And then you have the other woman. The new wife of Chad Reed. Filming from the car. She's not really saying much. She's not trying to stop it. She didn't come out of her car to say, hey, there's a gun that was brought out. Cooler heads need to prevail. None of that happened. And when that distance was created between Carruth and Chad Reed, Carruth upped his gun. He upped it. And he shot it 2 times at Cal Reed, killing him. He dropped. It even looked like he struggled for his last breath. It looked like he was gone instantaneously. Because he just dropped. And when that happened, keep in mind that, again, this is the crazy shit about this. Keep in mind that the new boyfriend just killed the ex-spouse of his girlfriend. But not just the ex-spouse. The new boyfriend killed the father of his girlfriend's child. A child that probably lives in that same house with Kyle Carruth. A child that interacts with Kyle Carruth on a daily basis. How does that child look at Kyle Carruth? Again, knowing that this man is responsible for killing my father. How do you look at your mother again, knowing that she is dating and getting her back blown out by the guy who killed my father? Now, let me just pivot for a minute. How does that ex-spouse look at her boyfriend, Kyle Carruth? And while she's getting the back blown out, how does she say that I'm getting my back blown out by the man who killed my ex-spouse, the father of my child? So now, what was once a dysfunctional situation has become toxic as fuck. Toxic. So what's going to happen in this situation? How's this going to be resolved? But one thing that we do know is that an investigation took place, and it was found that Kyle Carruth was within his right to defend his property, defend himself, stand his ground, and shoot and kill Chad Reed. He's gone. He's gone. A man who just wanted to pick up his son and take him home because he's trying to move on with his life and he's trying to co-parent the best possible way he can. A man who was fighting for that will never see his child again. So I say that to say this. Oh, and before I go into my lesson, I'm going to tie this all in. Keep in mind, throughout all this aftermath, the 2 women involved The new wife of Chad Reed, who is now the widow, she's filing a wrongful death suit for $50 million. Now, if she wins, Chad doesn't get any of that money. He's dead. The ex-wife, that's right, the wife, the widow gets the money. What burden did she bear from this? It's not even her son. So she's going to get $50 million. The other ex-spouse gets now to have her son all to herself. Doesn't have to listen to Chad Reed boss her around, in her mind, of course. Doesn't have to split custody with Chad Reed. Doesn't have to adhere to the custody arrangements that was set up by the law, that was set up by lawyers and judges. Could take the son and move to any state and live wherever she wants with the son. Could raise him however she wants without any input by another man ever again. And Cal Carruth gets to chill and sleep well at night knowing that he killed a man and is not going to do any time. So in this scenario, the only person who lost here was the man who just wanted to spend time with his son and adhere to the legal documents that he fought to put in place. So I say this to say this, okay? I say that to say this. Men, we all, especially men and fathers who want to be involved in our child's lives, it's hard. It's painful. It brings about a lot of emotion. But the one thing that you have to do is keep your veins cold. Don't let women trick you out of your position. Don't let women be the cause of your downfall. Stay sober in mind. Do not let them gaslight you and put you in a situation where you could lose your freedom, you could lose your livelihood, or, like in this case with Chad Reed, you could lose your life without anyone else having any accountability over it. It's not worth it. If you have to walk away, then that's what you do to prevent this situation. Because at the end of the day, when that son gets older, he's an adult, he's able to make his own decisions, he could come and see you. You kept that line of communication open. But you don't fight, because this is what could happen when you lose your head. This is what happens when another woman still has access to pull on your heartstrings, to get a rise out of you, to manipulate you. Seek counseling if you have to detach yourself from that type of human being. A lot of women call men narcissists, but I'll tell you this right now, that woman, that ex-spouse, that baby mama, she was a narcissist. Because in that moment of time, she had the power, and this is the thing with women, women have the power to either pit men against each other and have them kill each other over them, or they have the power to quell the situation, to down-talk the situation, to bring ration and logic into the equation. But rarely do women use that power. Rarely. So men, you have to have clear mind, sound mind, and understand, if I escalate these things, if I ante the stakes, if I up the ante, I could lose my life. I could be going to jail tonight, like the Kanye West song. Guess who's going to jail tonight, right? Don't do it. If you gotta go back to court and subpoena everybody, then do so. You already have part of it on film, on your cell phone, because your other new wife is recording it. If she doesn't want to tell you where her son is, and you can't go and get your son on your own, If it's all documented, if you have a legal custody arrangement in place, then you could call the police and it is kidnapping. I guess in some states maybe it's not, but I know where I live in Canada, it would be kidnapping in that case. And you could plaster that, I was going to say the B word, we could plaster that woman's face all over the news with an APB or one of those alerts that go on your phone with the child's name, the mother's name, whoever's name needs to be put in there so that they get shamed publicly for someone who's kidnapped and taken your child away from you officially. Do what you gotta do. Or, the worst case scenario, walk away. Don't stress yourself out. Don't fall into this trap. Because it wouldn't surprise me if this was planned. Because it happened too seamlessly how it happened. It happened too quickly. And the ex-wife conveniently kept her ass to the side. And after Chad was shot, she didn't have much of a reaction. She didn't seem affected by it. And like I said, the people who benefit is everybody else except for Chad Reed. So men, do not trick yourself out of your position, out of your life, out of your freedom. If you need to, walk away and do the right thing, which is to protect yourself and put yourself first. Chad Reed didn't do that day. He tried to put his son first. He tried to put his fatherhood first, his parenting rights first, and I understand that. But where did that get him in that situation? Cooler heads did not prevail. And he lost his life, and he lost all of his fatherhood time that he ever thought he would get. And his son lost his dad forevermore. And will probably watch that video numerous times. He's probably going to need counseling. He might have a screwed up future. Who knows? But none of this was worth it. None of this shouldn't happen. This is a sad story and it's not rare. It's not unique. I'm pretty sure it's happened all across the country. So in closing, I'll say this. Keep your veins cold. Stay calm. Make sure always, as I always say, make sure your next move is your best move. And never get tricked out of your position. Never lose your life over things like this. Stay calm, man. That's all I want to say about this scenario, this particular story. Let me know how you feel about it. If you agree or disagree, leave that in the comment. I have no problem debating you on this. I stand on my words always. Until next time, part of my presence, Mr. PMP. Next move, best move. Let's get it. Peace.